Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到 InkSight。你们可能会注意到，今天我们的背景有点不一样，因为我们现在在墨尔本。因为我们这一次的采访嘉宾，他是一个在墨尔本上学的学生，然后我们就特意飞来墨尔本来找他进行这一次的采访。然后呢，还有另外一个不同的，就是今天采访的人不是我，而是我们相机背后的这一位。
哎，
要不要出来跟大家打个招呼？
Hey guys, welcome back to InkSight. So I'll be taking over today's interview because our interview guest is speaking English and I am a fluent English speaker. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, so nice to meet you guys. Come in.
Do we have to take off our shoes or
Probably better. Yeah.
leave them outside?
Oh, you can leave them in here. So, cat's food.
Oh, she's so cute. So, what is your first tattoo?
My first tattoo was the one that I got here on my shoulder, so it kind of wraps around at the back as well. I got this done in 2017. That was like right before my 20th birthday. It's meant to be kind of like a sea serpent type thing. Yeah.
I can see it's taken like some inspirations from like axolotls as well as dragons
It's got a little
snakes.
bit, a little snake dragon type thing, and we got like these orange lilies. I got this in Sydney because I used to live in Sydney. I grew up there. This is by Miss Orange Tattoo.
Okay.
She's a Thai artist, but she does like very Japanese style, like color work and lots of oranges that are really nice. Yeah, it's like aged really well. I'm happy about that. But yeah, when I got it, I was like, I just thought it wouldn't be painful at all. I was really overconfident, and it hurt quite a lot. I had to tap out on the second session because I feel like I wasn't in a good mindset for it. I was just like, oh, it's not gonna hurt, it's gonna be fine. But then I learned the hard way.
More than you expected.
Yeah, so this is my room. I have a lot of like art on posters and stuff. Like, these are some by tattoo artists. And then I've got like a bunch of zines that I picked up from a zine kind of festival.
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so zines are like they can be lots of different things, like photography or poetry or just writings by people, and they're usually kind of like indie, handmade, like printed out themselves. So this one is like cat poetry. So it was just like when their cat stepped on their keyboard, they like made some poetry out of it. Cat photography, yeah, by one of my friends. This was a zine I got from Gianni's concert, so just art by her. Oh, I got it signed as well.
Impressive.
I have a lot of like shirts I get from like gigs and stuff as well.
What sort of gigs do you prefer to go to?
Yeah, mostly like metal gigs because I find the vibe is like really fun. This was like a Japanese Hanabi. Yeah, they came last year. I really like getting tour shirts that like have the actual tour on them, you know what I mean? Like it says like they came to Australia at like this year. So that's like one of them. So this is one my housemate got me, so like Kubla Khan when they came to Australia. This one, I really like just the design of it. This was a really good concert as well because this is the one I went to Dark Mofo in Tasmania. And this is the one they handed out like the handwritten set lists. So I have it like up here, this one here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that's just a really cool little souvenir I got.
So can you introduce all your tattoos to us?
Yeah, sure. So the second tattoo I got was this one here. So it's like a cat and a fish. This was also in Sydney. We finished it in January 2020, so it was like right before COVID. Third tattoo was like the flower, the chrysanthemum on my neck. I really wanted to get a neck tattoo because in my head I was like kind of not sure what I wanted to do with my life. And from that point I was kind of I want to make sure I can cover my tattoos so I can get a job. But I was kind of like, I stopped caring about that as much. And I was like, my mindset was like, if I get a neck tattoo, then I have to focus on getting like advancing my career, because I really wanted to work in like a museum or art gallery, but I didn't really feel motivated to. So it was like kind of a weird motivation for me. Like if I finished my degree and stuff and I had all this like education, it's like, well, they have to hire me if I'm like qualified. Yeah. The one on my hand here by Ben Ganji, this was my 4th tattoo actually. This was like out of lockdown, and I was like, I really want to get another tattoo. And I was like just on Instagram, like looking at designs and stuff. And I saw his work. I'm like, wow, this is like so unique. I've never really seen work like this before. And he's in Melbourne. I was just like, wow. And I was going through all his work. I'm like, this is amazing. I want to get something. I really love the work he did on people's hands. I'm like, oh, I really want to get something on my hand. Yeah, so it kind of like goes all the way up. Yeah, this was all freehanded as well. He's really quick as well when he tattoos, like only a few hours.
Leon as well, who's right now behind the camera. I think his took 2 hours in total.
Yeah, 2 hours, but he charged like for 3 hours because it's quick, so he can just.
Yeah, I think this was like probably 3 hours, like including the freehand that he drew on it. Yeah, like he's really quick. And then I've got like this little, this little guy on my leg. This was actually a free tattoo.
A free tattoo?
Yeah, they go by Luna Lane on Instagram, and he was like, I have this new machine and this is the design that I have. If anyone wants it, I just want to test the machine out so you can have it for free. So the rest of my neck tattoo, that was by Spaziano. He's an Italian artist. He's been in Melbourne for a few years now. He really wanted to do a neck piece, and so he was like, if anyone wants to do this design, like I would love to do it. And I was like, oh, I've really wanted to get something like that. I thought it looked so cool, and also it like went really well with this tattoo as well. This was definitely one that took the longest and definitely the most difficult to do. Like,
I heard the neck area is really painful.
Yeah, so the throat area is probably the least painful spot.
Oh, really?
Just because there's not as many nerves. It is a bit weird when you're like someone's like pushing down your throat because you can't breathe as well. The sternum, honestly, that was like really painful, like because where it's like quite bony, and like the areas like here.
Like these softer areas?
Yeah, the kind of softer areas, they're quite sensitive, especially like because it goes up behind my ear a bit.
Oh.
Like that was quite painful as well.
That would be really close to the bone, wouldn't it?
And it, like the buzzing was quite loud in my ear. It was really weird. And yeah, I kind of added onto that a little bit. So I've got like this one down my chest, kind of like fawny type thing. It was just like a freehand by this guy called Casper. And then the other one I have on my leg is this frog. This was by Billy Ink, and he is a Korean artist. I think he's still in Australia now. He's here for like a year. I got this because like when you like move your knee, it like rivets.
It's like a transformative tattoo.
Yeah, I saw this on like Pinterest, and it obviously wasn't the exact same design, but someone had like 2 frogs on their knees. And so yeah, the tattoos here. This one was another tattoo that I got, and by her name is Dead Bird Flying on Instagram, Ange, and she was like lived really close. Well, not lived. The tattoo studio was very close by to me, and she was like, "Oh, I have this design that I really want to do," and her books were like always closed, and she's like, "But she really wanted to do this design," so she's like, "If someone could come in tomorrow, you can get it." And I was like, sure, I'll go grab it. Like they live so close, I can like literally walk there. And yeah, she said she found the design from like a embroidery or something. And it kind of looks like like a food dog. Yeah, I really love this one because I also just really like that how it kind of contours with my body. But yeah, I think with like that kind of design and like the ones on my arms and like neck, it made me really like tattoos that kind of like contour to the body and kind of like really work around the body, and that's kind of what I tend to go for now. And then there's this one as well. This was also a freehand too, I believe. His name is Tachi and his friend is Wookie, and they're both tattoo artists. So he was here for Tattoo Expo, and Wookie has been in Melbourne for a few years now, I think, and I really like they had like tattoos like all over their faces and stuff, and like I knew they were tattoo artists like immediately, and so like I went right up to them and we started talking, and I saw his work and stuff, and I really liked his work, so I like followed him on Instagram. And yeah, I feel like again his style kind of really worked with all the other tattoos I have going on. One of my more recent ones, he's by a guy called Rafael. He's Spanish, but he's currently based in London, and he's collabed with Benganji a lot. So they've done a lot of collaborative tattoos. I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool to get one from him as well, because they work together a lot. So he really knows how to
They do have like similar sort of styles, but also very unique in their own way.
Yeah, his is definitely like, I guess more like Western horror sort of look, while his is definitely more like Japanese like yokai kind of.
Yokai traditional sort of.
Yeah, but I just really like how they're so different, yet they kind of go together really well. But yeah, he kind of designed this base.
You want to be in the interview as well? Yeah, this can be the.
Let me grab him.
Well, you can just hug him for the rest of this question.
Yeah, so yeah, this one he did draw it based on what Ganji had did. So yeah,
his own style.
Yeah. My most recent tattoo, which was probably it's nearly 6 months ago, which makes me feel crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't had tattoo in so long. Is the one on my stomach. So I have to like, it's like this one. Oh, so I got this.
This is a cyber sigilism?
Yeah, this is like a cyber sigilism one. And this is by a Singaporean artist who had come down to Melbourne. Yeah, that was a bit of a like impulsive one that I just got last minute, because she posted some work and she was coming down to Melbourne. I really liked her work. I'm like, oh, I'll just get that.
Wow, you have an impressive like anime collection.
Yeah, so I did downsize a little bit just to kind of my favorites when I moved to Melbourne. So my favorite anime is Kaiji and then like Slam Dunk. So I have like all the volumes of Slam Dunk. Yeah, a few of like my little figurines and stuff. Like I got some like Kaiji figurines.
You also have the, these.
Oh, the little Pokemon. They all like, the Coles ones.
That's an impressive collection though.
Yeah, I got quite a few of them.
You also like Junji Ito?
Yeah, the Junji Ito ones. Yeah, so that's a few I have.
I also have the Uzumaki book.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. I love his art so much. Like, yeah, I've had a few people say this looks like Junji Ito inspired, which it wasn't, but I don't mind the comparison, because I love his art style a lot. Like, I don't really get tattoos related to any like show or anything, but if I did, I'll definitely get like a Junji Ito one, because his art is just so cool.
So has your tattoos ever affected your like personal life or work life or your studies?
I'd say for the most part it's pretty positive. Like, people definitely like compliment me a lot or ask about them, and it's usually quite nice. Like, yeah, people come up to me on the street and be like, oh, I love your tattoo. I was like, oh, it's like that artist. So I have had a few people be kind of like inappropriate. Like, yeah, there was one time I was like waiting for my friend and I had like longer hair at the time, and someone came up to me and was like, oh, I like love your neck tattoo. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then he like moved my hair out of the way with his hand to like have a better look at my tattoo, and I was just like taken aback, just because this is just a random person who came up to me. Like, yeah, I've had a few people like grab my arm and stuff and be like, oh, I like love your tattoo, and I'm just like, oh, like don't touch me. Definitely in my last job, like one of the reasons I quit was just because some customers were just really rude and
like stepping over your personal boundaries.
Yeah, just like a lot of them grabbing me or just like saying really rude questions. For the most part, I don't think it's affected my work too much. But I've had a manager who like didn't like my tattoos and like spoke behind my back about it, and I do think he didn't like me like for that reason. And
just because of your tattoos, or?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not 100% sure the whole reason for it, but yeah, like he told a few of my coworkers, he's like, oh, I like hate tattoos, and I'm just like, I was like the only very heavily tattooed person there, and he wouldn't be as friendly to me as he was my other coworkers, so I was just kind of like, yeah, this seems a little bit
toxic.
Yeah, So yeah, it was a bit of a toxic workplace to be at. I definitely feel more comfortable somewhere there's like, I guess, more alternative people. So my major is in ancient world studies, so I kind of study like ancient history, so like Greek, Roman, Egypt. This is kind of like an example of what we do. So these are like 3D printed versions of historical artifacts and like pottery. So my last class we did like interpreting material culture, so that's kind of like analyzing pottery and seeing what it is and where it's from based on its materials and its shape and like its location. And yeah, you can learn a lot about history and like society and culture based on the kind of pottery they use, what they use it for, what it's made of.
So why do you like tattoos?
Yeah, I think it's because I've just always really loved art growing up, and like I'm just a huge appreciator of, yeah, like I love, you know, movies, video games, photography, like, you know, comics, just every kind of art I've always really loved. So anything that I can like express myself creatively with, I'm just really into it. And yeah, I just love that it's like permanent art on your body, which is I think another reason why I pick the artists the way I do and like them to do their own work, because if I really like an artist and I really appreciate their work, I want their best work on me, so I like them to have their own input on it. And yeah, it just feels really nice to have these really great artists like all over my body and like have it there permanently. And yeah, no matter like, you know, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, it's like always there. So it's like kind of like a part of me, and I really like, yeah, like being the artwork almost in a way.